Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Uniquely She. If it ain't him or them, then yes, believe it, it's me. Today I will be speaking on motivation and milestones. And my special guest will be actually my sister. And I, of course, was thinking, okay, who am I gonna look up? Who am I gonna try to find? Da da da. But then trying to find somebody, I was like, you know what? I got the perfect person. Well, for perfect person for me, I'm just say that because knowing everybody else, they don't know me. Of course, then they will have to do their research, and then it would be certain topics that they wouldn't necessarily speak on. But she will be in just a second. And I also wanted to ask, how was everyone doing this evening? Hopefully everyone is doing well. Let's see who chime in. Well, let's see. Not who chime in, but what was where these questions gonna go? Because I believe I got some good questions. Some of them were kind of quick as far as timed, and yeah. One question I can ask y'all while we are waiting, are do you actually believe that there is um a split, or like a, what do I want to call it, a distance? I don't know. Like, do you feel like it's a gap between those that are able and those that are disabled? And if you feel like there's a gap, I would love to hear your opinion. Either way go. Either way goes. Because I mean, I don't know. I kind of always feel like it was either or. Oh, there she go. There she go. There she go. Hey, girl.
Hey,
What you doing? How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm just chilling. Why are you not
That's
on video?
good. Because I'm not on video.
Oh, so
My
I don't have to
ponytail don't look right. No, you
mine
don't.
don't
You
either.
just you can do what I'm doing and just do the avatar.
How? Let me see.
You
Oh,
take the, yeah, like
well, I
that.
don't have an avatar.
Okay, well, cool. You don't need one. I mean, you can do it just
I'm just
like
a
that.
little white circle.
Yeah, you can do it like that. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, I want to ask you a couple questions if you don't mind.
Of course, that's why I'm here.
Right, sarcastically. Okay, has it been anything you saw me do that you saw was weird growing up that also made you laugh? Like, as far as me being disabled, me having one way and you having another way.
That is such a loaded question, but let me give me a second. I feel like you were just generally weird as a child. Um, so disability or not, it yeah, some weird stuff that probably happened. I think related to your disability, just how like stubborn you were, it was kind of weird. Uh, you just would not let anybody help you sometimes, and it's just like, but you need help, and you're like, no, I don't. Like you're just so stubborn about it. And I think it was just because you felt like, okay, this disability is not going to define me. Like y'all don't have to help me. When sometimes you really needed help, and it was just so frustrating. It's like, why are you being weird about it? Just let us help you. It'd be simple stuff like getting in the car. You're like, no, I got it.
Yeah, that is crazy, and I can. definitely agree that that's how I still am because it was like,
Mm-hmm.
no, I don't need your help. I got it.
When in reality, normal people need help with the stuff that you were being offered help with, you know? Like if you bringing
Yeah,
something in the house and you got bags and somebody offered to help you with your bags, you'd be like, no, I'm gonna carry it. It's like, even if you didn't have a disability, somebody will offer to help you with that, you know?
yeah, yeah. Um, that it's different hearing it versus going through it. I definitely can say that.
What does it feel like to you going through it? Like,
I
what's.
mean, to me, I think it's more of showing myself that I can do it no matter what. And I don't care how many times it was my strength. Like, I can do it, I
Mm,
can do it, I can do it. To never let it, I guess, never let it be shown that I'm weak, I guess.
mm. Do you feel like it ever became a weakness? I know somebody who likes to say your greatest strength is your biggest weakness.
In a way, not really. In a way,
Hmm.
in a way, I
Okay.
definitely can say that. In a way.
Okay.
Um, my next question would be: do you feel like there's a divide between people like the walkers and then the disability community itself?
Hold on. How are those two different? Like, aren't people on walkers in a part of this? I don't know. Can you say the
I
question
mean,
again? So I can
well,
answer.
I'm gonna just say the people I've got to know and
Mhm.
literally the disability community itself, and I know everybody want to be treated as equal or seen as equal, but I kind of feel like there is a divide somewhat. That's why I want to ask
Amongst
you
people
your
with
opinion.
disabilities,
Yes.
I can see that. I can see that. Um, yeah, I think intellectual and developmental disabilities always get a very bad rap, you know, like
Hmm.
versus people with physical disabilities. I know. I think that maybe creates the divide because people see physical disabilities and assume there's something else when it's just could be it's purely physical, right? Like it maybe doesn't affect you developmentally. Um, so I do kind of see some superior perspectives happening there, but I'm not in it enough to really know what causes that divide.
Okay. Um, these questions are kind of everywhere. I just want to be honest.
Okay. No, it's
Uh,
okay.
can you name one of your biggest milestones that help you understand what you wanted out of life?
Hmm. Hmm. I don't I don't know if I would call it a milestone, but I definitely did have experiences that helped to
Hmm.
clarify certain things for me. So like
Okay.
traveling when I was younger, I don't know if you remember when I would go on those school trips and like
Yeah.
I would have to ask daddy for money. I'm Brenda, or I would have to try to raise money for the school trips. Um, and I think that really showed me how much I wanted to explore, and
Yeah.
I enjoyed seeing different things. And
Hmm.
because of that, it gave me motivation, right? Because it's like, wow, these are only a couple places, you know. You hear about
Yeah.
all
You
these other
never
places
know.
in the world, yeah.
Right.
So that was a huge motivating factor for me to understand what I wanted out of life. Those
Oh,
experiences.
if you only knew.
What?
Nothing. Just a thought I had. Just a thought I had. But speaking of life in a wheelchair community, have you ever felt overwhelmed based off your experience having a mother and a sister that is physically disabled?
Yes, because it's not. It wasn't just y'all. Remember, it was on Sherry and
Yeah,
Kathy, and
yeah.
yeah. Um, and then I don't know. a lot of people don't see it this way, but also with our grandparents, as they gotten older, they are technically a part of that community too. Like Granny with her knee, like technically she's disabled, because she doesn't have full mobility in a certain way. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was definitely overwhelming at a certain point. As a child, not so much.
Okay.
Um, well, actually, it went through phases. I'll put it that way. So around the time when mom had Meme, it got overwhelming for me. Then
Okay.
it, yeah, and then it got overwhelming again in high school when I was ready to like establish my own identity and like live for myself a little bit more. And
Mhm.
like, cause you know, that's the age where you're like, okay, I'm going out into the world and starting to figure out what you want for yourself. It got overwhelming around then too. Not because y'all were overwhelming, but just the the burden the world puts on you, and then when you're around people that you love that have to deal with that, you know, you want to help them. It's like it just becomes
Mhm.
it can become a lot because there's really only so much you can do.
Okay, and my next question, I didn't write it right now that I think about it, but where I was going was if you
Oh.
could like to say if you were physically disabled, what's one thing you would change as far as overall all of us being looked at like how we're judged
Hmm.
or say somebody hmm I'm trying to
How
give
y'all are
a
treated.
example. Huh?
How y'all are treated.
Yeah, you can say that as well, yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, in a lot of ways I feel very close to that perspective having grown up with y'all and like been around other people. I don't know if you probably don't remember, but when we went to Eastmont, I would also hang out with the kids who had intellectual and developmental disabilities at lunch. I don't know if you remember that. You were younger then.
I remember Eastmont, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. It's like a
When we
little
were at
sketchy.
Eastmont, you were in like first grade and I was in like third or fourth, I think. So, or yeah, around then. So you probably don't remember, but I don't think we had lunch at the same times all the time. But there was like kids in our grade who were in the special ed class, and like I would sit with them at lunch and like talk to them or talk to them on the bus at breakfast time and stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
think for me it's people being able to not just lump y'all into like one category of what it means, Charlie, of what it means to be disabled, right? Like people have this immediate perception of you're less valuable or you're not able in any way to experience certain things in life. And that's just not true. It's not true at all. Hey, Charlie.
Say hi. Hi.
So, yeah, I think that's the one thing I would change.
Yep. Okay, and I believe this probably will be my last question.
Okay.
Um, Having a degree as a black woman, how did that make you feel?
These questions are very deep, low key.
I mean, I'm
No,
sorry. I'm
no, it's
sorry.
okay. It's perfectly fine. I just was like, I didn't know what to expect, but this is okay. Um, yeah, I have a lot of mixed feelings about that actually. So you have like the side of it where student loan debt is involved. So sometimes I resent my degree, especially like beyond my bachelor's, like my master's degree and some other stuff I've done,
Okay.
like certain trainings and stuff. Kind of resent it a little bit, because it I'm just now starting to see the benefits of it compared to other people who maybe didn't pursue that path. But I just part of it is as a black woman, I wish I knew how to be smarter about the finances of getting advanced degrees. So like undergrad, I left undergrad without much student loan debt, but then I got a master's degree, and that's where most of it came from. But
Okay.
yeah, there as a black woman, especially coming from parents who are not as educated, right?
Yeah.
Nobody tells you like, hey, go get a job here and they'll pay for it, or go work for the government and it's, it's like, oh, okay, in my mind I'm like, oh, I just need to pay for this out of pocket. And it's like, it's not true. There's so many other avenues for you to get this advanced degree. But then on the other end, I I feel accomplished, right? Because
Yeah.
it is an accomplishment, right? Like I worked really hard
Yeah,
for it.
definitely.
Yeah, the things I learned I get to use in my job and in
Hmm.
my kind of side hustles. Um so yeah, it's like mixed feelings, It's 50-50 sometimes. Like I'm proud of it, but then I'm also like, man, did I really need it? Like, did I really have to do
Right,
all that?
exactly.
Yeah,
All
when I
that
did
that
it.
you've been through and feel how
Hmm.
you feel, I definitely understand.
Yeah, and the
But
irony
one
is,
one little minute, huh?
no, go ahead.
No, what was you gonna say?
I was gonna say the irony is I want a PhD. I know. That's why I'm like I got mixed feelings about all of it.
Man, oh man. But one to end the conversation,
Hmm.
what will be? Because I know you have to do whenever you get back to your day. If there was something that you could tell any youth with a physical disability, mental disability, etc., what would it be?
The same stuff I tell Zuzu. Just like,
Everybody on here don't know and
oh, I'm
never heard
sorry. Hey,
it.
y'all. Zuzu is my lovely, bold, beautiful niece. The same things I do with her, like just being supportive and encouraging of her, that like you, regardless of what is going on in the world, there are people around you that love you and support you, and just focus on that. Like, don't let this world make you feel less worthy, less valuable, less of anything
Yeah,
just because of their perceptions. Like, focus on the people around you who love you and support you. And as long as you do that, having a disability is like, yeah, it's a part of your experience, right? Like, it's nothing
yeah,
you can change, but how do you still value yourself and come to see what's unique about that in the world? Which
yeah,
is what I'm always like, okay, Zoo, like she'll find something that's challenging, or her legs will start to hurt. And it's like, okay, take a rest. Like you can still love yourself and honor yourself
yeah.
because you have those people around you. You don't have to rely on the world to tell you that you matter or to validate you.
Yeah, most definitely. And it was so crazy though, because I forget one day this past week, I was thinking about either something I wanted to do or like my dreams or like stuff, just period, as far
Hmm.
as my goals. And I went back to that thought. I don't know if we had a conversation while we was around RTA or where we was, but it was about people that's physically disabled, and something I was saying about like something I wanted to do, and knowing that like some of the nurses or caretakers or whatever, and the mindset they have. I don't know where exactly we was going with that conversation, but for some reason, every time I think about like my goals and stuff, it always come up.
What about that conversation made it comes up?
I don't know. I think it was the fact that you understood what I was saying when I was saying usually it's people that in a way may feel sorry or don't
Pity.
have nobody else.
Mm.
And like we I think we I'm stuttering, I'm sorry.
It's
We
okay.
was going on to say where are people that actually care?
Mm. Yeah. And it's easy to take those people for granted though, especially when you grow up with them around you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, cause it's easy to overlook them and not realize, like, okay, this person really cares for me. Cause you have the normal dynamics of family. Family can get on your nerves, but at the end of the day, they are the ones that care for you, or certain friends or certain people in your community.
Yeah.
So there are people there. It's just seeing past all the smoke of the world to be able to appreciate them, and like really let them be there for you.
Right. Right. Oh my God, this conversation can go in so many areas. But I
It
know
could.
you.
I mean, you could do one more question. I have time for one more.
Let me see. Cause I wrote them all down. I want to make sure I asked them all. Cause I know you said you wanted to be off by a certain time. Um, oh, this has nothing to do with um disabilities or whatever. But what I wrote was, now that you have a new home or a new destination, how does
Mhm.
it affect you on an emotional standpoint? No more little city. That's what I wrote.
Hmm. It's definitely different. um, not being in Dayton or just generally in Ohio, that like southwest area of Ohio. Um, it's starting to show a little bit more there, but here the biggest difference was always like the diversity. Like
Mhm.
coming here, I was able to see one how many more opportunities were available to people, all people. But then
Yeah.
two, it's just like you can meet so many people. Like I was in grad school and the diversity just in grad school, like there was a girl from Iran. There was, like there are people from all over the world who have like these rich histories and culture that they bring very unapologetically. Um, and there's space for that here. It's more welcoming because it's like an international area when you think about it with like government and the White House and stuff being here. So
Yeah.
it definitely that was the biggest difference. Not to say that parts of Ohio or even Dayton is not diverse. It was just a different level of it for me where I felt I had more room to grow.
Yeah.
Um yeah, and having the house, we're not gonna get into that. That's a whole nother
Yeah,
string
we're not
to
gonna get into that. When I say home, I mean just another
Oh,
destination,
okay.
not
Oh yeah,
exactly
yeah.
the house.
I was to say
I
we're not gonna get into how this house stressed me out.
mean,
But yeah, like
hey,
being
you
in a
got
new
three
place,
levels of it.
it does start. It feels like home now. Like I'm very comfortable with the experiences I have. And I feel like another thing that people don't realize, and when you come from a smaller city, like that city in that area, you only have a couple places within that vicinity that are different. When you come to a bigger
Mhm.
metropolitan area like this, you could drive 30 minutes the entire neighborhood is entirely, different, from the people to the way the houses are built to the way the community is structured. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
versus in Dayton, going 30 minutes, you just on the other side of Dayton. You're not
yeah,
in a different place, you're
that's
just in a
true.
different neighborhood. Yeah. So that's also one thing that does make it feel very comfortable and intriguing for me. Because you could just go visit all these different areas within the vicinity and have a different experience on any day.
Okay, well, man, I just wanted to hear that because I know it's times where sometimes like I got this thing where I always want to travel. I love seeing new
Hmm.
places and I want to go to different places just to see how different it is. But at the same
Yeah.
time, it's like sometimes I be asking myself, what's really holding me back? Is it just the fact that I'm scared,
Hmm.
or is it just that I don't like just not knowing what can happen, like fear around
Aren't
other
those the
things.
same things?
Yeah, I was
Can I
just
say?
about to say that fear around other things. My son was calling my name, and my thought kind of went
Oh no,
away.
I heard Charlie. I heard
Yeah,
mommy, mommy, mommy.
my thought just kind of went away. But
It's
I don't know. I think it's overall me being scared of doing it, and then me doing it with my no knowing if it's right or wrong to do it with my kids. Because not only am I taking me, I'm taking them too.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
So I think that's what it is for me. But yeah, I would love to travel. I love to see new places. That would be the thing for me. But just knowing that I have luggage, it will be a lot different.
I got you.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing, Charlie?
Good.
You miss Auntie Shauna?
Mm-hmm.
Miss you too. I
Yeah.
miss you too.
A bug was on there. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you for coming on and
Of
answering
course.
my
Thank you for
very few
having me.
questions. And we shall speak again.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Is it this?
All right, you guys. That was that. And I want to say, most of all, be the best you can be because you never know who life you can bless. And, um, this is uniquely she. If it ain't him, her, or them, then yes, it's possibly me. With all that being said, enjoy your day, and I'll see you next time.